Okay, this is Zach Perez, and what is your generation, job, and education?
I'm a second year in college. I'm a second generation, and I forgot the last question.
Education?
I said college already.
Oh, sorry. Job.
Job? I'm an extras actor, part-time.
How's life for you in the U.S. as a second-generation Filipino American?
Life here is pretty good. I like going out with my friends, and they're mostly Asian. You laughed. Okay, can you repeat the question?
Well, how's life for you in the U.S. as a second generational Filipino American?
Okay, as a second generation Filipino American, I feel pretty good about my life. I have a good college education. My parents let me go out and I get pretty good grades.
Have you encountered any struggles in the workplace?
When I work, I don't feel like I'm encountering any struggles at the workplace. I don't feel like they call me names or anything or tease me about anything either.
Do you feel there is any discrimination being a Filipino American?
Where I grew up and with the people I grew up, I don't feel like anyone discriminated against me because I mainly grew up with Filipino Americans. So no.
Do you think knowing your culture is important?
Yeah, I believe knowing who I am and what my culture is very important. I still like to uphold cultural values.
How does family affect your everyday life being a Filipino American?
When I was younger, my parents would always tell me to do better in school or keep my grades up, and then as I got older, they became more loose with me, and they let me go out and do things I wanted to do and stay out longer.
How do you perceive educational expectations as a Filipino American?
When I was young, I had to get the best grades possible or else I would be punished. And then as I grew into middle school and high school, I got the best grades I could get without them having to whip me. Is that okay? And in college, I'm doing pretty well, so they don't worry about it.
When did your parents immigrate to the U.S.?
My parents immigrated here after World War II, I believe, and my mom stayed here predominantly over my dad. My dad stayed here after 1980, so I live with my mom most of the time.
What type of Filipino American do you consider yourself? Do you think you're a traditional Filipino or whitewash?
I don't believe I'm either because I don't like Filipino food, that's one thing, and then I love American food, but I don't try to do everything as white as I could, and I don't do anything really Filipino.
How do you see Filipino American families compared to American families in regards to growing up?
For me, I didn't see very many differences from my family with the American family, except that they were really strict with me and they really kept me under their rule. But unlike white parents who I believe they let them go out all the time and spend all their money and everything, and I can't do that. But now it seems that they're easing up and they're becoming more like a traditional white family.
Do you understand or speak Tagalog?
I can only understand. I used to be able to speak Tagalog when I was young, like about a couple months old to a couple years old, and then I forgot the language.
Have you ever visited the Philippines? Why have you or why haven't you?
Yeah, I visit the Philippines every 3 years. I visited last summer, and the reason we visit is to visit family, and so I could inherit property. We visit every 3 years because we have a reunion every 3 years for my dad's side, and my mom's side has a little party thing they throw also.
How strong are your religious beliefs and participation in Filipino traditions?
My religious beliefs, I go to church every Sunday. I also serve, and I'm a lay minister, but I don't feel like advocating my religion to anyone else, but I don't believe in any other religion except my own.